You'd think you'd see it coming. You'd imagine headlines, crowds, panic in the streets, an unmistakable sense that the end is near, but the truth is quieter. When it happens, there will be no dramatic build-up, no final speech, no time for last-minute decisions. Just a moment. A very brief one, where you realize the silence has changed, that the air feels heavier, that the power flickers, and then the light. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. Let's start where most stories like this begin. In a normal room, on a normal day, with the hum of modern life gently distracting you from the fact that, just beneath the surface, things are already unraveling. You were born into a world that never stopped preparing to destroy itself. Even during peace, the weapons were there. Buried, polished, numbered. Quiet men in concrete silos sat beneath cornfields and deserts with keys around their necks. The instructions were simple. Turn the key when told. Don't ask why. You might remember school drills. Duck under the desk. Cover your head. Pretend a sheet of plywood in good behavior could stop a fireball hotter than the sun. Your town may even have had sirens. It's tall gray things that wailed once a month a test. Just a test. No one ever questioned the system that assumed children should know what to do when the sky turned white. The Cold War ended, they said. The threat passed. But the missiles never left. They simply became background noise like traffic, or power lines, or insomnia. I know. There are enough warheads on Earth to end everything many times over. You don't think about it. Because the numbers stopped meaning anything long ago. 20 million dead, or 2 billion. The outcome is the same. You are not ready, and neither is anyone else. You are boiling water, or scrolling through your phone, or walking the dog. You notice a strange silence. No planes, no birds. Then just over the horizon, a pulse, a flicker of light. Not orange, not yellow. White. So white that your brain doesn't register it as possible. If you are within line of sight, your eyes no longer work. Your skin begins to burn before you feel it. The air tries to become fire. The power cuts. Phones die. Your car won't start. The lights stay off. You are alive. For now, but you are no longer safe, because the real danger is only beginning. If you are close to the detonation, there is no story. Your thoughts do not have time to form. There is no agony, no escape. You are vaporized. Air superheats and pulls the moisture from your lungs before you can scream. The shadow you leave on the wall, if there is a wall, will last longer than you do. But you weren't that close. You're farther out. You're alive. And that is its own kind of curse. The flash is the first thing, a brilliant, searing white, brighter than noon, brighter than lightning. It burns your retinas before you even understand what you're seeing. Then the heat, fire wave rolling outward. The asphalt softens. Trees catch fire without a spark. You feel your skin tighten, then crack. Your hair smells like burnt cloth. Then the pressure. A wall of wind. Doesn't gust, it slams. Doors are torn off. Glass becomes shrapnel. Walls collapse. The earth feels like it's coughing. And finally sound. Not a boom, not like thunder, or like a mountain falling all at once. The city burns at the edges, not in one place but everywhere. Paper ignites, plastic melts. What was once a skyline is now a silhouette of jagged concrete and flame. Hospitals don't function. There is no response. No dispatch. It's just people running, injured, screaming, silent, or already still. You hear someone calling out. You don't recognize the language. You don't know if it's panic or prayer. You are covered in dust. It is not just dirt. It is powdered stone and bone and glass and metal. The world is gray. Your lungs ache. Not from smoke, but from particles. Microscopic, radioactive, invisible. You inhale them without knowing. If you are still near the blast zone, water is gone. Power is gone. Most people are gone. You're left with your thoughts, your injuries, and a sky that looks strangely wrong. A few hours pass. The fires keep burning. You find a building still standing and shelter inside. There is no news, no guidance, no rescue. You still believe help might come. It won't. 12 to 24 hours after the detonation, the wind changes. It carries something with it. Soft, almost gentle. But this ash kills slowly. Radiation fallout begins to settle. clings to clothes. It settles in soil. It waits in water. You cannot see it. You cannot smell it. But it begins its work, cell by cell. You begin to feel nausea. You ignore it. There are more pressing things to think about. But the damage is already happening inside you. There is no way to wash it off. You are alive. You shouldn't be. But you are. And now you must survive a world where everything that made survival possible is gone. There is no water from the tap. The pump stopped when the power grid died. There is no food on the shelves. What wasn't burned was looted. What wasn't looted is rotting. There is no internet, no government, no phone signal. The world has gone silent in a way that feels wrong. Silence where even birds do not return. You begin to ration whatever you can find. Canned beans, crackers, someone else's bottled water. You chew slowly, as if that can stretch it longer. Your nausea worsens. Your skin feels tight. Your hair begins to fall out. It comes in waves. Headaches, vomiting, dizziness. You try to sleep, but your teeth ache. Even your bones feel sore. These are not injuries you can see. These are not wounds that heal. This is radiation sickness, and it has no intention of letting go. You find others. Some look worse. Some look fine, but they won't for long. You try not to breathe too close to them, even though you both know it's pointless. The people who survive the blast will not survive the month. Maybe you've heard about bunkers. Maybe you even believed in them. Steel doors, filtered air, years of supplies. But most were built for officials, not civilians, the ones that did exist. Locked, forgotten, or empty. You do not have a bunker. You have a basement with damp boxes and no ventilation. Or an apartment with shattered windows, or a ditch. Preparedness was a story we told ourselves to feel better about the worst-case scenario. But when the moment came, no one was prepared. Not really. The fires have died down, but nothing has returned. The grass is gray, the rivers run low, the sky is pale and cloudless. You do not know what day it is. You do not remember when you last spoke. There is no longer a reason to speak. You are not waiting for rescue anymore. You are waiting for something to end. Hunger, maybe. Pain, thought, memory. Your body is slowing down. Not dramatically, just enough to notice. You are cold all the time. Your hands shake. And then one day, you simply don't wake up. There is no explosion, no screaming, no final monologue, just quiet. You wouldn't survive a nuclear war. Not because you're weak, not because you weren't smart enough, but because the idea of survival. The version sold in bunkers and brochures and Cold War optimism was never real. The world we built was not designed to endure fire and ash and silence. It was built for convenience, for comfort, for systems that fall apart the moment the lights go out. And when they did, so did we.